Good morning. Welcome to the Coon Prairie Ramblers. This is the Red Rooster standing in for Mel Jackson this morning. And we also got Luke over here.
A rebel without a clue.
And we got Kenny over here.
Yeah, well.
KC.
And
the Moonshine Gang.
And the Moonshine Gang. And, you know, back in the old days, it said, rise and shine, RK, rise and shine. That was old Furry Murray whenever he was on the radio. And now I'm sitting in the same spot he used to be in.
No,
so,
not actually.
Not actually.
No. They were over there. They used to.
Don't spoil the illusion.
Okay, well, yeah.
We're on radio. This is the theater of the mind.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, we was talking about things that we're going to talk about this morning. And last night I was watching some of the Tammy and Love.
Who? Tammy. On TV. You better say on TV.
On TV.
He's a peeper.
But they had like a little marathon last night. So anyway, they were showing the different movies that were on about Tammy, and that's when the song came out.
Tammy,
and it was a hit for 5 weeks, and then Sandra Dee came in to do the last movies, and she did it justice. But we were talking a little while ago about something that was on the movie, and they had a thing called a jumping board.
A jumping board? What is that?
I don't know if y'all have ever heard of a jumping board, but first time I ever saw one was in a museum in Charleston, and this big old cypress board was held up by 2 pedestals on each end, and it kind of bowed in the middle. And they said before they had porch swings in Charleston, they had jumping boards. And I said, what in the world is that?
Yeah.
So what you did is a guy got on one end, girl got on the other end, and what they do, they just kind of bounce. And so they keep bouncing, and they look down, I love you, bounce, and just keep going till they got in the middle, and when they got in the middle, they would kiss. And that was called a jumping board. I thought a more appropriate name would have been a courting board.
Courting board.
Or kissing board.
Yeah. We were in Charleston back in May. Luke and I was with 2 of our buddies. And anyway, they had one out in front of a restaurant. And anyway, I said, well, I'm going to sit on that thing. Well,
watch out.
Whenever I sit down, I look down there, and there's a gal sitting down at the other end, and I'll just say she was a little hefty. And so my buddy Buber said, hey, won't you start jumping? I said, hey, no way. And so anyway, if we had a bounce and got to the middle and then we just bounced one time, probably propelled us off there, kind of bows, and it keeps bouncing you up in the air. So
like a diving board.
But jumping board. That was before the porch swings came to be. Yeah, in the old South.
Swinging. You just had to be careful who you sat down there next to.
Oh, yeah, you ain't kidding.
Ever seen a pretty gal sit down, you ran over and sat down real fast before anybody else did.
Yeah.
Went to bouncing.
Got to do something else in Charleston, too. I rode a rickshaw, and I'd never been on one of those before, but a girl came paddling up on one and wanted to know if anybody would ride. And so I said, how much? And she said $11. I said, I'll take it. So this little old girl, she loaded us up, and me and my friend Buford, and took us downtown to a restaurant there. And boy, was she good! She was dodging cars and cats and dogs and people and you name it. She was dodging it.
Roadkill.
I talked to her for a little while, and she was a college graduate. And whenever she got out of college, she decided she didn't want to work in her major anymore. It was just boring. She didn't like it, and
she wanted to be a peddler.
Yes. Or a peddler, yes.
A biker chick.
Yeah. So it was a pedal car with 2 little seats in the back. And so anyway, but she said she loved it. She got out and got plenty of exercise and out in the fresh air. And
I bet she got a lot of exercise the day you and Buford was on there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was a struggle that day. She earned that $11.
Hey.
I would have paid $500 because I got a bad leg, and we walked about 5 miles to the harbor to catch the boat out to Fort Sumter, and so I said, I'm not walking back 5 miles. So
that's about the only thing I didn't get a picture of, and I wish I had. But she was a nice-looking gal, but she had legs like a Clydesdale from all that pedaling, because she'd been hauling people around for years.
She said there was 30 of those girls that worked for that company, and she said over half of them were college graduates that just did not like what their major was in once they got to work and got to doing this, and they were making really good money, she said. And so she really loved her job. But
There's a lot of openings in liberal arts
Yeah, there
or
is.
political science.
yes.
Too many sometimes.
And in Charleston, I don't know if you've ever been, but the money is flowing like a river in that town. We were there like on a weekday, and there was people everywhere. So you can imagine holidays and weekends.
Yeah, it was. Well, what'd you do this week, brother?
Well, in my never-ending quest to get a little bit healthier, I read a lot of stuff on and watch a lot of TV, and I read about tart cherry juice.
Tart cherry juice.
Yeah, not regular cherry juice. Tart cherry juice.
Now, is that black cherry or just regular cherry?
I don't know. It's just tart, so I know.
Tart.
And it is very tart. I mean, it'll pucker you up. But I got to look at what are supposedly the benefits, because you can't believe all that. But I think there are some that I know for a fact work, and one of them is that it helps you sleep. And it's
Really?
it's like taking a sleeping pill.
No
I
way.
can about just before bedtime, I can drink 4 ounces, because I don't. It says drink 8 ounces, but it's got some sugar in there, so I don't want to get a lot. And so I drink like 4 ounces, and I mean, first thing I know, I'm sitting there like,
Really? You sure ain't fermented?
yeah, no, it'll knock you out.
Is it to curb appetite or just
It's
the acid in it supposed to eat
it will
stuff? or what?
supposedly curb your appetite, but I don't eat much in the middle of the night anyhow. And it also is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It's good for people that have gout. It's good for people that have arthritis. It's good for all kind of things that supposedly are bad for you. But so me and Kat both have been drinking it, and it really seems to. Not seems. I know her and I both agreed. Wow, this stuff will knock you out.
Yeah, Kenny, I take a shot glass of the black cherry every morning, that tart black cherry, and because I had some rounds of gout.
Oh, so
And so a cousin of mine talked to a doctor, and he told him to start taking a shot glass of that black cherry. And I'll tell you what, I've not had a episode since I started doing that. But I do it faithfully every morning, take a shot glass. But you're right. That stuff is good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, really good.
It all kind of benefits. And
yes. And so
I'll see how it works out after we keep taking. It's not cheap.
No, it's expensive, but hey, if you ever had gout, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Every penny of it.
Well, I have neuropathy from MS, and hopefully maybe that'll help with that a little bit, but it really does seem to help. And I don't mind. They said that a lot of people don't like the taste of it, but it doesn't bother me. I liked it.
Right.
And it was really good, so I plan on keeping
what I try to do also, I'll get yogurt with black cherries in it.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
so,
didn't think
and you
about
can
that.
also get the dried black cherries and just eat a handful of those every day. That's why I started, but then I found the black cherry juice.
Well, it's probably better for you to eat the
dried cherries.
Yeah.
And you can get them in a little case. It's got about 10 pounds in each one of the cases, but that stuff is really good. It works.
Yeah.
I'm evidence of that.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 things that it definitely works for then. It'll definitely put you to sleep, and it will definitely help with inflammation and gout. And I think
Amen, brother.
And I get joint pains, too. Not bad like arthritis, but I do, and hopefully it'll help with that. But it also is supposed to help swelling, and who knows. I think there's so much stuff like that we dismiss because it's not prescription drugs, but there's so much stuff that can help us, foods that we can eat that are really good for you. So.
Hey, you know how I used to curb my appetite? Pull up the Whataburger. Or the biggest meal they have. Pull it right up the curb there, and that waitress come out. I said, load me up. Anyhow, we're out of time. We got to come back for another segment here. So y'all stay put, keep your hat on, and we'll be right back.